Worldcoin. I freaking hate this coin. I hate everything about this. I cannot believe how many people signed up to Worldcoin, how many people were okay with having their irises scanned. There's so much about this that I really despise. Rated to the Kenyan government for being like, no, guy, like trying to highlight to their citizens, don't give all your private information to a private company like this. However, I do think this is going to have gains. I did a video on this quite recently where I was saying, this should gain really well. However, I'm going to highlight something that should be a cause for concern regarding token distribution. Before I get into it though, guys, if you're new here, you don't know what the spreadsheet is, these are the first 26 coins that I did videos about on the channel. In the videos, I showed myself buying up all of these coins. If you'd have done the same, say you put $100 into each of the coins when I released the vids, these are the prices you'd got in and on. If you just sat on them for 16, 17 months and then sold them, these are what your profits would have been. In under a year and a half, you would have made over 123 grand. Just for context, that's a friggin' house in under a year and a half from a $2,600 investment. Now, this is what the crypto markets can do. I don't share the coins I'm in on YouTube anymore. I do share them on my website, which is copymycrypto.com. If you go onto that site, you will see what the members have made. You'll see all the things I've said in the past. It's all public record. There's a reason thousands of members are on the sites, because they're making great money in crypto. This year will be no different. And if you don't have your portfolio sorted, you're in the perfect sort of time right now, because markets have been moving sideways and sort of pulling back. That's probably going to happen for the remainder of this month. After that, once these markets start moving, they're going to rip. They're going to rip fast. And if your portfolio isn't sorted, if you've not got one, now is the time to do something about it. If you read through copymycrypto.com, I think you'll realize that this is a site you got to try out, because it will sort you out, guys. So Worldcoin, look. Worldcoin is this friggin'... It's the world's... They're trying to build the world's largest identity and financial network. There's so much about this that I hate. There's so much about this that I hate. They're talking about it being privacy-preserving identity network. It's revolving around the World ID. Yeah, I get it. They're saying it's privacy-preserving and all of this. They're saying that World ID enables users to verify their humanness online, this proof of personhood consensus. However, look, the reality is that we see hacks, we see exploits within these systems. You're also trusting that a team is going to behave in a way that you like, in the way you would. We have seen countless examples in the crypto space of people not behaving properly, whether that's Alex Mashinsky, whether that's Sam Bankman-Fried. We have seen it. Whether it's Do Kwon. We have seen multiple examples of this. And the trust that you are able, like the people that have given away their identity info, that have had their irises scanned, the trust they're putting in to Sam Altman, Alex Blania, Max Novenstern is wild to me. I don't know how you can have that level of trust. Because look, man, you can trust the technology, but here's the reality, right? And I'm not knocking like the trust of the tech in the sense of like its quality. But hackers are great at what they do for a reason, man. They can exploit. And exploits have been found in countless crypto projects over the years. For me, this is one where I just think from a standpoint of you as an individual, this is not info you should be giving out freely. This is stuff you should be keeping to yourself. But I'm certainly in some degree I'm in the minority, because since their exceptional launch, they've done very, very well. Over 5 million people have verified their humanness on Worldcoin. This has been up and running in over 120 different countries. 38 countries have had orb verifications happen. It's incredible. They did a very smart thing of giving away free crypto to anyone that actually got started. Again, I don't even knock that. In terms of like how you get started, give people a reason to use you. You're giving people in the third world $49 worth of crypto. That's not a small thing. That can go quite far in the third world. So I get it. I get why people did it. And if you got $49 worth and you're still holding it, you ended up doing quite well, right? But there's a lot, like aside from the project the elements of the project I don't like. This is doing very well. It's already done very well. It's already up a lot from when it launched. They've got an enormous network, one of the biggest around, in a very short space of time. You cannot knock what they've done in terms of the way that they've grown. There's a lot here that impresses me. It's just that as a concept, I really despise it. And I'm like concerned about the level of like information people are willing to give up. I know there's this real push on everything's going to be private, you're going to be safe, but things go wrong. And I think just the assumption that things can't go wrong is a big mistake. Now, all that aside, and my rant over regarding Worldcoin, look, I do believe Worldcoin has a real shot of doing something spectacular. It's already on Binance, so it's not going to get a Binance bounce, but it isn't on Coinbase yet, so it could get the Coinbase bounce. I'd be very surprised if this doesn't end up on Coinbase, given that the trading volume right now is enormous constantly. So Coinbase will probably list this. The Coinbase bounce is going to be significant. This could easily be a $50 coin. That was the point. That's what I said in my previous video. I really do think that this could hit like a $10 billion market cap. But what I will say, and I do still believe $50 is like a legitimate target for this. I think this can do that. But there is something worth noting. First of all, $140 million worth of Worldcoin is held by Alameda. Alameda and FTX have been liquidating assets very, very regularly. 97 million was liquidated in April alone. So they are going to liquidate their Worldcoin. Now, they can't do that in a one-off, but the early investors are going to start getting those tokens pretty soon. And it's not a small release, man. So here's the thing. Worldcoin. So you got to understand, 200 million are out right now. There's 10 billion tokens in total. And the unlocks begin very soon. 24th of July, there are going to be 4.75 million tokens released. And that then happens every single day. So you've got 7 days in July where 5 million tokens basically have been released. That's 35 million in July. Or 8 days in July, sorry. Yeah. Then you've got all of August. So you've got 40 million, let's call it 40 million tokens, 40 mil in July. Then you've got August. Every day, 4.75 million tokens being released every single day. Right? So there are 31 days there. So let's just call it 150 mil tokens in August. Then you've got all of September. Then you've got all of October, 4.75 mil every single day. So you've got another 150 mil in September, another 150 mil in October. Right? Rounded, obviously, because I'm not doing the 0.5. Then you've got November and December. And again, numbers haven't changed, 4.75 mil. These are the early investors in the Worldcoin community. A percentage, more of the money is going to the early investors and, by the way, the initial development team and the reserve. Okay, so a decent chunk to investors and reserve. So we'll stop there, right? So December, so you got October, November, December. Right, 150. So let's just go to the end of the year, right? You've got 790 million tokens by January 1st, roughly. 790 million tokens. That changes things. That's increasing the supply by 5 times. You're now at a billion tokens out in circulation effectively by New Year. Then all of a sudden $50, less likely. Less likely. Now, I still think Worldcoin can do something, but if you are someone that's like buying it in the peaks, you do need to understand that as of the 24th of July, selling pressure begins. And if these early investors, because we don't know necessarily what the early investors got in on in terms of the price, right? We actually don't know their entry point. Fundraising. Let's see if we can find the fundraising info. So all these guys, valuation 1 billion, raised 25 mil. So, yeah. Does it have... Now valued, plans to get you to gaze into the orbs. Ugh. About funding rounds, screenshots, tokenomics. Does it tell us what their initial entry point was? Doesn't. If you can find that out, if anyone knows that, let me know in the comments. So here's the thing. They're all early investors, they all can get in. They're all gonna selling pressure begins on the 24th of July. If you're a holder or if you're buying in June, be aware selling pressure at the end of July is going to start. And if they are all just banking the money that they've made, there's going to be some selling off. So just be aware of it, because the token release is going to be dramatic. July might be okay, but August, September, October, as the things start building up, the money that's going to be coming, the tokens being added to the circulation is massive, especially by the year's end, 1 billion tokens. All of a sudden hitting $50 is a 50 billion market cap. That changes things. I still think that's very possible because of how well they've grown, how well they launched. It is very possible. Again, I'm not a fan of the project, but if you're a holder, just something to be aware of. 790 odd million going to be released by the end of this year. And yeah, and by the way, that release schedule is going to carry on in the year after as well. So just something to be aware of, guys. Let me know how you feel about that. If you're a Worldcoin holder, does it concern you that all these early investors, the Andreessen Horowitzes, the Alamedas, all these big boys, does it concern you what they're going to do with their tokens? Let me know in the comments. And guys, if you want to make the same profits as me in this bull cycle, you can do. All you have to do is join up at copymycrypto.com. That's the site I run where I share with my members the coins that I own. Anytime I find a crypto that's going to make me money, I tell my members what the coin is that I'm going to buy, the price I'm going to buy it at. When I sell a coin, I tell my members what coin I'm selling and at what price. So my members have no work to do at all. They get in on coins at the same price. They get out of coins at the same price. If you go onto the site, you'll see what the members have made. There are thousands of members on the site, and that's because they're making great money in crypto. This year is going to be the same. Hell, it will be better because it's a bull cycle. So read through all the site, because if you haven't got your portfolio sorted, now is the time to do it. Remember, all these profits were in a year and a half, and we're already in a bull cycle. So those same profits can be made in 5-6 months. So if your portfolio isn't sorted, read through copymycrypto.com, because if you do, you'll realize it's a site that's going to help you out, guys. And that's it from me. Have a good day. Bye-bye.